God, I know that you don't like partiality, and you say that, you know, if you shed the blood of man, then by man your blood should be shed, but we think that's a little harsh. How's it going?
Take this sign and go right there in front of Democrat headquarters.
Oh, I know.
I
know.
You know, that's you would be as legal there as you would here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
I appreciate it.
I think you understand. Right in front of the door.
Unfortunately, they don't listen to reason or anything. They're only, this is all they're there for, so they're not going to listen to a guy with a sign.
Oh, I tell you what I did the other day, and I never done it before in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Never before, the other day. I've been to Democrat headquarters before, but not. I went in there and told them, I'd be ashamed to be a Democrat, you know, now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a little conversation with them, you know. And it was interesting. I thought there might be one or two people in there, but there was a whole room full. And so I told them what I thought, you know, and all that kind of stuff on it, you know.
Well, you know, when you offer it where you're having your convention, it's just, that's just slapping in the face.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a golden calf at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. Which, I mean, the way the Republicans are going, they're not, before long, they're not going to be much better. I mean, Trump's stance kind of disappointed me because, I mean, he's for the abortion pill, which is, you know, most of abortions, and then he's against the ban, and he's for, you know, exceptions and stuff, and he'll leave it to the state. So, like, the only thing he's really against is, like, the really late term, like, third trimester abortions.
I'm against New York popping a baby with something.
Yeah.
And my friend Justin, he doesn't believe it. He's like, they don't do that. I'm like, yes, it is. It's law. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that baby pops out, they kill it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he goes, they wouldn't do that. I'm like, they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't believe me.
People are wicked enough.
And he's upset with me because I'm not upset because I'm saying that the government can tell women what they can do with their bodies.
But that's the thing. It's not their bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
The body inside their body is not their body.
Exactly.
I've never heard of this organization before.
Yeah, they're fairly. The name Abolitionist Rising is fairly new. I think they've only been under that name for a couple of years. Previously, they were known as Free the State. That was before Roe was overturned.
Known as what?
Free the States.
Oh, okay.
They're an abolitionist organization. They're not a pro-life organization. The difference being, abolitionists are primarily Christians, and we're seeking the immediate and total abolition of abortion. So actually criminalize it and make it illegal for anybody to, you know, participate in, which a lot of your main, like, pro-life organizations and politicians oppose. We would say that, you know, God demands, you know, God loves justice.
Right.
And it is unjust for someone, if you believe, like a lot of the pro-life movement does, they agree that abortion is murder, but they'll say, like, well, but we're not going to punish the woman because, you know, she's the second victim of abortion, which she's murdering her kid.
She is.
So, I mean, like, by biblical standards, that's partiality, and God hates partiality. So you're saying, you know, like, God, I know that you don't like partiality, and you say that, you know, if you shed the blood of man, then by man your blood should be shed, but we think that's a little harsh. You know, God, you're wrong. That's a little harsh. So a lot of times there's been bills that we actually had. I'm going to get the date wrong, so I'm not going to say a date. It was a couple years ago sometime. A guy in North Carolina put forward a bill of total and immediate abolition. It would have been a crime for like the past 2 or 3 years. And it was like our pro-life majority that was like, nah, we're not going to do that. It's crazy.
Well, we had a lady come to our church, and she was talking about how her and her fiance, they were getting married, and that you know, things got a little too far one night. She got pregnant, and his family took her out on a shopping trip to out of the state, and they made her get an abortion.
Goodness gracious.
And she says she regretted doing it.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it takes a lot of darkness and a lot of hardness of heart to not regret it.
yeah,
There are people that, I mean, they're so.
people use it for their form of birth control, which I do not like.
Oh yeah, no,
It's like, oh, I got pregnant again.
exactly.
So
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's where I think you ought to go stand there right there. They got to look at you every time I come out the door.
Hell yeah.
That's where
it
you ought
was
to
good
stand.
talking to you.
Yeah, of course,
Good
yeah.
for you for
Did
what
you-
you're doing.
Did you? Now, do you have to get a permit to do this, or you know? Okay.
No, this is constitutionally protected.
Okay,
This is
fine.
free, a form of free speech, and I'm on it now. If I was on private property, I'd probably have to get a permit, but
Yeah.
this is basically on the sidewalk. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where you ought to go to, stand right in front of there, look at it every time you come out
Yeah.
the door.
You have a good one.
Yeah, okay.
The voice as strong as thunder will be heard across the land, calling to the magistrates to save our neighbor man.